Guys, this is going to be an interesting video about feeder fishing, where I'll go into detail about how I fish and share my techniques. The secret, the dragging, the bait along the bottom, so to speak, it's a jigging method. Wow, I've never seen anything like this before. Friends, a big hello to everyone. It's Sergey with you, and this is the YouTube channel Assistance TV. Today I went out to do some amateur feeder fishing. How do you do it? It's simple fishing at the reservoir, guys. Just, so to speak, relax and catch a variety of fish, anything that bites. I've already come down, I've set up the platform, laid out my stuff, everything I have. Now we're going to mix the bait. Everything will be very simple for amateurs. And it's said to be simple and quick, just like that. We're going to mix our bait, guys. Today, it's all pretty straightforward with the bait. We have one pack of feeder bait, chocolate flavor. So today we took chocolate bait, which is brown in color and has a sweet smell, just what we need right now. We're pouring the whole pack, including the chocolate, into our bucket, and we're going to mix it. Besides that, we are slightly... Let's add right now where we're going to get some water from. We'll add a little bit of attractant. This kind of liquid, this is going to be a tasty river brim. Just a little for the scent, so that we have a better and more lasting smell for this bait. And we add some water with our attractant to it. Guys, while our bait is steeping, I'm going to gather all the gear now. And here's our bait maggot. I have a bait feeder, here it is. Today I'm going to use it to add directly into the feeder before each cast. I have 1/2 kilogram, which is more than enough for today's fishing. I think that with such a tasty and tempting bait, the fish will definitely come first of all. Friends, I want to tell you that you, like regular fishermen, just like me, a regular fisherman, don't have to use a bait feeder. I just had it, so I decided to finish it off today. And for the bait, friends, we took one pack, like feeder, chocolate, or something else that you like. And that's it. We mixed it very thoroughly and let it steep. If you have a sieve, sift the bait. If not, well, I know that many feeder anglers, enthusiasts just fish like that. Through a sieve, when you then sow the infused bait, it turns out fluffy, airy. It mixes well with the feed mixture. Then, and during the cast, when it is in the feeder, when it falls to the bottom, it is so beautiful. Well, not that beautiful. It just spreads out well and airily all over the point. That's where you fish. That's where it's good. It lays out perfectly. That's a really big plus. Guys, the sieve. And this is how the texture turns out. Well, you can take a look now like this here. It is in clumps. We will break it up, but still. It turns out to be heavier, more viscous, not airy. And if there are large particles, we don't need to separate them now because it's already warm. Let the fish eat, let more fish come in, and find something big in our bait. So, especially when you're fishing, for example, in cold water, in very cold water, it's really great. Using a sieve, I see the results. How long have I been fishing for results? As they say, it's much better to use a sieve. The bait, even when you pack it into the feeder, turns out just perfect. Our fishing will be on the middle, so to speak, line. So I have a medium feeder. S-Canal Fighter 360, that is 360 with a test, guys, up to 70 grams. This is how we're going to fish today. This feeder is also, let's say, budget friendly. I really like the rod. It won't disappoint you for the price, and it's well made in terms of quality. It has good anti-tangle rings. It won't satisfy someone looking for something decent for their money, and it's well made in terms of quality. Good anti-tangle rings. We have 2 tips, 1 and 2 ounces. Today we're using the 2-ounce tip because there's some shell here, so the cast will be a bit further. The shore, of course, isn't very convenient. The water has risen quite a bit. so I had to set up the platform a bit further out. But it's okay, I'll manage. The casts will be made carefully. And I have a reel with me today, S-Power Picker 4000. Guys, you wrote in the comments, Seryoga, leave links. So here I am, filming something new that I've got, like one feeder, and you guys are saying, Seryoga, leave links not just for the feeder, but for everything. We're interested on the reel, let's say, on the platform, on the cord, on the hooks, on the fishing net, on everything. Guys, today this is what I'll be using. I got a new pot, and today we're going to make dumplings and tea. So I'm also putting this for you, for all the gear I use. I'm leaving a link, so there will be links to the gear in the description below this video. Go ahead, guys, take a look. So we ended up with this soft, airy bait, guys. There's a little bit of a larger fraction here, just a tiny bit, and it's all very airy. And now we throw the kormovuka here. Here it is, the moth, our handsome fellow. We put it down. This is how I like to do it, side by side. We put everything in order. To add it in portions, already into our bait. I won't put everything in all at once. Well, half of it like this. I'll add this based on our weight, like this. Let's go. We're feeding to the maximum distance. So I'm feeding while standing, guys. I like it better this way. It's much more accurate. All the casts go right to the spot. So I don't know, let's say we'll definitely put in 10 feeders. Yes, even though we were in the way for a long time, even though we did all this for a long time, but 10 feeders are stable. Now we'll put it in, and on the 11th we'll get a bite right away. When we tie the hook, I promise you, this is such a tasty treat for us, guys. It's very tasty. I think the fish shouldn't refuse such bait in any way, and everything will just go perfectly. Super, let's go. Deer both flew away. Great. Now we wait for the QR type to work, just like I told you. It's been stretched for a while because of that, but the depth is about 5.5, so it definitely worked. Let's wait a few seconds. The bait got a bit wet. And with this sharp movement, we shake out and reel in all the leftovers of our bait. As for the bait today, I have some leftover maggots, guys. It's not exactly a pastry for me, but I can pick out a few pieces to go fishing today. That is, I will hook several moths and add one maggot. This is how I'm going to start now. Here's a tiny little bait. So we will start. If the fishing is good or in the process, we'll figure out what to do ourselves, whether to remove the maggot or, on the contrary, add more. Well, all the business, guys, it's said as we go along. We're making the casts. The main thing now is to hit the spot. We've got everything, and now we just watch the path. Both of them. Right away, look at the kicks. And the bites. Come here. Here's the first buddy. There's a ledge over there, not too steep, but still, I'll raise the rod higher, so to speak, so that the fish doesn't get snagged on the ledge or the shell. The fish didn't scratch the ledge for the shell. We didn't cut anything, but we can cut the line. It's thin. We just cast it out. You can cut it. We just cast it out. Well, where should we start? Sure, we may be small for now, but we still exist. The first fish is a roach. I'm definitely more focused on roach, guys, than on bream. Well, there it is, it bit. And it just bit like a machine gun. Now let's fish at the same pace with you. Let's check our bait right away. Let's see what's going on here with us. So, with the bait we're casting it further out. We change it again for a new one. One maggot, blowthroat, bloodworm. This is how we do it to make it tasty. Alright, and we pack it together with a pocket Oh, got one. I always have a cloth ready here to wipe my hands. Reeling. Whoa! We're making the most precise cast. To our spot. This time a bream has come to visit us. Today I'm fishing at the garter loop, friends. Many anglers believe that the harder loop and paternoster are the same rigs. But no, these are completely different equipment in their principle, although they are very similar to each other. If anyone knows the difference between a paternoster and a garter loop, please write in the comments, guys. So, in the next video, I'll tell you about these two rigs for feeder fishing and explain what their differences are. I'll show you how to tie it. Today we're going to tie the garter loop, and I'll quickly show you how to do it step by step. Garter loop. Guys, it seems like we're pulling back the long end like this. We double the line here and we have our tip left here. So the line here, guys, is about 10 centimeters. About like this, a little longer than the length of our feeder. We'll talk about the length of this dropper later. There are a lot of nuances, and different anglers, especially feeder anglers, tie it in different ways. I'm saying it's a little more than your feeder, about 1.5 times the length of your feeder, so you can thread it through here. We're making a figure-8 knot. By the way, there are a lot of knots. I've already told you about it. The link will be up in the description. Check it out, guys. We tied a figure-8 knot. Here, we're going to thread our feeder through, and it goes below. We're putting on our feeder right away, the biggest one we have in size. We thread it through the loop like this. Both have a loop. They live off the main line. It turns out that you and we're just making a little loop here to thread our leader through. This little loop should not be up here by the feeder, but below the feeder. So your rig will be a few centimeters, then it works perfectly. Guys, and you'll catch everything just right. This is an important point. So that this loop on the main line where the leader is threaded is a few centimeters below the feeder. Here, we're also tying a loop with a figure-8 knot. Without any difficulties, we've got everything sorted out just like that. Here's the loop, and here's the line. And here we just cut this off. We cut off the excess edge. Here's our rig, and we thread the leader through here. It's all very simple, guys, and everything is great. This is, so to speak, one of the simplest rigs there can be. We're both looking. The bait is so tasty that even the birds came to try it. They're just walking around here with me. Now all the maggots are going to get pecked. About the bite. With this jigging, guys, we might catch a perch, but we definitely don't need it. We don't really need perch, but it happens. Sometimes it really bites correctly. And on maggots, even without bloodworms, it's different. There's fish. It's flopping. Roach. Oh, this rough one got caught. Now we will have lunch with you and drink tea, so that everything will be delicious and good for us. For that, I got myself this camping cookware. Guys, I have the forest cookware. I have a saucepan like this. I have a teapot like this. I have used them before, and I have already cooked crayfish and made tea while fishing. There will also be links to them in the description if you're interested. Let's carefully open our lid and pour in some water. Let's take our dumplings. Yeah, no, the lid isn't hot, but the water is... It's boiling. It's boiling. It's boiling. It's all bubbling, and we pour them out. Oh, that's good. Guys, our dumplings are ready. We just need to drain them. Oh, so delicious. Are we going to eat in nature now? Eating something warm, guys, is always better than taking thermoses from home or bringing something in containers. When you cook it, it takes a little more time and you catch less fish. But hey, we came here to relax, right? Guys, this is just a feast. Let's keep fishing. Now, when you've cooked it, it's time. A little more takes less fish. You'll catch, well, the mouse came to rest correctly. Guys, this is just amazing. Let's keep fishing for our fish. Alright, we're sitting here, guys. Hey, everything's on the table. We have all the attachments here. I'll cover them so the sun doesn't hit them. Now let's check if there's nothing here. It seems like no one's sitting around while I was walking. Now let's check what I have here. There's nothing. No one seems to be sitting while I was walking. Now we're going to make a recast. It took a little break from us. Here. Wind has risen. You can see waves are raging. They're sitting there. Someone is clearly tired of fighting. They've been struggling for a while now. This one's small, a little pike. I won't even bother trying to catch it with a spoon. Well, even though I chewed on everything there, it's wild, guys. What can I say? Fishing is great, but lunch is on schedule. Hey there! It's biting. What? Yeah. Well, let it bite. I won't get distracted from the readings. The fish will eat, and I will eat. At lunch. Let's go, Vatroshka. Now we're going to hit you. Both kids are on. It varies when it comes to the drop and the reeling in. Wow! It's the first time for something like this. Something's going on there, or I think, guys, or something there. Really not bad. I really don't get it. That was a really good bite. Oh man, the line is thin. I can't figure out what I've hooked there. But it's pulling down like a boar or something. Could it be that the bream has come to our spot? To our spot. To our porridge. I don't know who, really. I can't say. Or I snagged that fish by the fin. That's why it's like this. Well, it's pulling really hard. Well, someone... I don't get it. I took a big one. Yeah, I had fun with it. You often see this, right? When you catch them, they just go wild. The bigger ones just dart around like crazy and you grab them by the mouth and the fin. You can feel the resistance. It seems like 4 times more when it starts running like that. Here are fish. This is bream. This is a bream. This is not a white bream. A bream came, he got it. Not in vain, he was hammering it with a bait. Maybe someone else will come in the evening. Look at this beauty. This is a small bream at spot 100. And on this reeling in, it seems like it darted off clearly after our bait already. Here is our nozzle. Already it's coming. The fish is coming in. There's a nasty ledge there. I need to lift it up. Well, it's putting up a fight. Well, and a little roach. Here it is, such a beauty. Come here, little one. Here's such a beauty. Come. Here, little one. Come. Here, fisherman. Everything will be fine now. So, here, right here. The bream is here, our catch. Both are coming in. Good. Great. Everything is good. Another fish. It's putting up quite a fight. As I said, guys, when the wind blows harder, when the weather clears up and the fish start biting, and that's exactly what happened. Come here. The bream has arrived, but bream love this kind of weather just like the roach. All the fish love it. This mixed catch loves it. I have, in my experience during calm weather, when it's quiet, the fish bite really well. Was it only in the morning when there wasn't bright sunlight that the fish were biting? But when a sunny day comes, the fish bite much better when it's windy, always. Write in the comments how it is for you. Do you catch better in bad weather when it's really windy or when it's completely calm? Wow, it's going pretty well again. Or I've hooked something decent again. Or I hooked it by the tail again. I thought I saw something. Let's see now. Someone's here. Come here. A nice roach, just a huge roach, this big palm-sized one. That's why I blurted it out. So guys, taras, it's not so easy to get away from the fish. It will always be with you. It's not going anywhere. Well, our fishing trip is coming to an end, friends. It's time to head home. It's already around 2 in the afternoon, so we need to pack up. The fish were biting pretty well at first, but after I fed the area for an hour or two, they bit for a couple of hours and then it was okay. But then there was a little break and the bites were kind of sluggish and unclear. Then I started getting some good bites with the new wind coming in and it got really active. As you can see, I was catching really well with this feeder. When I crushed the feeder, it handled any wind. That was great. And now it's time to see what we managed to catch in such a short amount of time. Let's take a look. Let's wash it out. And also our keep net a bit, because it's got a lot of stuff in it since it was sitting in the water for a long time, guys. A long keep net is not needed for the quantity of fish you catch, but to keep them alive even in shallow water. I don't have anywhere to submerge the keep net here, so I threw it in lengthwise, and the fish had space to swim, so that you can catch a lot and to keep them alive even in shallow water. Here I have nowhere to put the fish net, but I threw it lengthwise and the fish had somewhere to swim. All this time, let's take a look now. Mainly bream and roach, nothing else there. We threw back the small ones, as you saw. No, we threw back the small ones, as you saw. Well, we were throwing them back, sinking them without mercy. And everything that is left with us, among all the fish, the ones that are palm-sized, that's all the palm-sized ones, we were gathering, here it is, like this. Here's the catch. That's it, friends. Go fishing. May you always get a bite. Try, experiment, subscribe, and watch other videos. I wish you all good luck, and may you never lose a fish.